Hey YouTube, this is gonna be my generic answer on a question what is a god and what do you Kruno meant by that for the future. Today is the January 31st 2017 and so many times I stumbled upon same problem. You are coming to me with a Luciferian version of God, you call it the Christ or you call it Islam or anyway your company calls it, okay? And then you simply cannot understand what am I saying. Well, first thing, what am I saying is try to get direct contact with the God. And you can get the direct contact with the God if you follow either Malanga's exercises, which gonna be helping you to clean yourself from etheric parasites and implants in your biofield or aura. And this is like very first step you need to do. You need to simply wash yourself, and you need to wash yourself from parasites which been till this moment pretty much forming your mind or your ego, who you are. This is like very first thing. Second thing, what you need is, and this is not what Malanga is explaining, this is what I'm explaining, in your heart you really need to have this incredible urge to know the truth. This is like actually first thing you need to do, but this is technical, I'm explaining it. And then third thing, you need to be experienced meditator. You need to know at least these two techniques and practice them for some time, let's say a couple of years. And I started to meditate in May 1997, and today, you know, it's like almost, it's gonna be in 4 months 20 years of meditation in my life. So Silva method, mind control, minus that part with the inviting advisors in your mind, because that's a bad way to go in the meditation. You should know that, right? And the second thing, never in meditation speak with anybody outside of you, period. You always connect with the higher vertical of you, which is your soul, and the sub-soul, you know, pure essence of that soul, which is the truth, which is the God, okay? And then second thing is vipassana, which is very good Buddhist technique, which means you are observing everything what's going on in you and do not engage into that, just observe. This is extremely important thing. So these two things, and then you have like technical basis to proceed on connecting with the thing. I always use technique, couple of techniques which are all evolving around what Malanga taught me. And this one is when you combine your body, your biofield, your soul and spirit. In his sense, in my sense, it's the truth, the spiritual truth. You combine in one unity, you spin it, and yeah, lots of data, but I simply cannot go into too many diversions because update time. And then you create that white ball which spreads to the universe, and then intentionally I also connect automatically with it, with the truth. And then we start to communicate. It of course goes into phases. Higher I go, more into connection, more is my heart open, and clearer I see, I hear the signal. Ideally I should be like connected all the time, but that's technically possible, but very challenging in this matrix. Just to give you one diversion, you see this, you hear this motor sound that started to work shortly before my first update to date about the topic. I cancelled it. Just to give you a little things which are totally normal. But and this is the docking station for the sand extracting boat, which is extracting sand, and then they mostly export. Noise is coming from their sand, and then they mostly export it to Singapore, because Singapore has a great building projects and lots of money goes to the elite as well, pretty much everything. So that is a part of the challenger theory, which I'm gonna tell you now. So when I connected with her, and I connected because I was totally desperate. I was a monk, and I knew what was false. I knew that the idea of Judeo-Christian God, Muslim God is false. I knew that Buddhism is totally false. Not totally, but greatly, because by that moment I already went through all Nikayas, which are the like a Bible in Christianity or Quran in Islam, original text, and figure it out, blah, many things which simply do not match at all logically. And I knew already that the structure is reptilian, So yeah, in short, I knew what was the lie, and I knew that Buddhism is a lie, but I was freshly then monk, and I knew that Christianity is of course lie, and blah blah blah, all the other religions. And I really urged for the truth. I really wanted it. I was like really, but what is the truth? I want to know the truth. I want to know the truth. And I was doing this walking meditation by that water reservoir for paddy fields, and from those paddy fields, Abbott was recruiting his girlfriends, because average money for the whole family is like $80 per month. Yeah. What can you buy for a scooter or for a car? Which one of those had from him? So I was meditating there, and then it simply opened to me this vision. I could like really sense the golden yellow of truth, like a living entity, and then the touching zone, samsara, like a blue, where we are, and then the pure evil, and then simply it. She started to explain me what's going on. That she is always, of course, from the beginning, but she was always, and she's like the whole energy thing, which is like everything around us, the energy, but why the evil exists. So she always had this like urgent question, like, what is the ultimate truth? Who am I really? And what am I in all conditions? In all conditions, like you put yourself in different conditions, like you jump with a parachute from the helicopter, then from the airplane, then you drive a car, then you walk, then you drink a cappuccino. These are all conditions. Like, what am I in all these conditions? And with like all levels of separation from the truth. Like, separation from the truth means how little intuitive or how a lot intuitive you are, right? This is the connection. So how do I react? And the only way to do that was to create the challenger, which is essentially totally opposite of me. Opposite of love is what? Opposite of truth is what? Define that, okay? And then divide myself into myriad of souls, including you, and simply, allow that challenger to take these souls and exploit them, because the challenger needs prana, because I'm the prana. Of course, that opposite of that, he's not, right? But she gave him intelligence and carte blanche, to do whatever he wants with us. So in these touching zones, through all of us, she's automatically experiencing everything what we are experiencing, including the pain. She's like experiencing all the pain, okay? And in this way, she's like really learning what we are, what she is. Simple as that. And that explains why evil exists, why suffering exists, because there is no better way to learn about yourself through that, because your reaction gonna determine who you are. Now imagine this: we cannot die, and we always existed, and we always gonna exist. Apart, like, not really the end of our existence is when unique soul joins that unity, which you still didn't exist. You always exist. You exist now in that unity as a consciousness. You are still alive. Apart, you don't really have your like even soul, previous soul identity, if you can imagine that. Although you can create it as well. There is no division in unity at all. So did I go too far in abstract form? I hope not. 8:36, 37. I cannot talk more than 15 minutes, because then whole day gonna be needed for the update, and that's not gonna be enough because we have power cuts a couple of times per day. Yeah, Cambodian. Okay, so that, and now it should be obvious what's going on. And what's going on is the confusion part. Now imagine this: you are now a soul on a planet Earth. Now here comes the talent of Lucifer to explain you how he works, because he's one of us. He's one of the souls who's working for the evil matrix, okay? His talent is he's artist, he's cruise director. He knows how to approach us, and he knows what we want, because he's one of us. This is why when soul the Illuminati are attacking you with the psychic energy, this is the worst, because they attack you on so many deep levels and high levels. It's just horrible, okay? So this is why he created those religions where you have always salvation point, like Christ, he resurrected, right? Muhammad, he, I think, went up on his horse into heaven. I'm not really sure. I never I never read that part of the Quran. Half was more than enough for me to figure it out, the psychopathic thing totally. And then what you have, oh yeah, Buddha, he figured it out through the meditation. As Arahant, he lost 3 kilesas, 3 defilements, greed, hatred, and delusion. And without that to perpetuate his evil in him, there was nothing to hold him and blah. So there is always some good catch how to get out, and he constructed it really well. And he also constructed very well the characters in the game. You have drama, you have that little Credo going down the Nile, you have in Moses, or you have parents running with a small child from Israel because bad King Herod is killing little children. And you have, or Buddha, like rejecting everything as a prince and going into total poverty, as a homeless person. That's also very heroic, right? Only to return as a victor. So yeah, and this is what people like. People sympathize with it because we all go through the life in the same shoes. We all suffer, we all die, we all have same issues, and we all want salvation, right? We all want something. So this is the catch, and this is how he works. Another thing, how he works as a Lucifer, and then don't forget there is this mechanical hierarchy of demons. They always put their implants into you when you're already in the womb. So that means Lucifer put a part of himself into you. This is this image when God is giving all-seeing eye to all little guys. I've seen it in one Buddhist monastery, and I've seen it in other places. This is the thing, this is the implant in you. Plus other implants, what you're gonna get, baby, is big part of what's gonna form you as you. Plus that, plus you don't have a memory, right? Plus new memory is you, plus whole social programming through the education, religion, even atheism is religion, right? It's an organized system of belief. That's it. You can put a God inside, or you can say God is the money, it's the same thing. And it works fine. And then you have that, and then you have personality, right? Yeah. So question, that's it. Did you get me? Ego. Ego is a false self, which is a construct, and that ego is then constantly reinforced and reprogrammed by the whole network. You have the signal in the hyperspace, which is constantly keeping it as a structure together through the vibration of fear. Then you have the whole astral way of programming, what aliens do, which people who don't believe in aliens, hey Roger. So you have whole that level. Then you have the whole grid here. Then you have, especially if you like in a high school system, in a school system, or in a big corporation, or in the army, then you have direct observance of the born in Illuminati, short digression. You have the trinity of evil. You have the reptiles, which are the pure evil on this planet, which means demon, which can change DNA and then feed on children, right? That's what they do. Then you have demons in shells, human shells, which are called psychopaths. 1 in 10 males is a psychopath. Altogether 5 to 6% of population. The highest percentage is, of course, among Jews. And then you have the third element, born in Illuminati, in a sense, as a souls born into that system, which is satanic. Psychopaths, they always go in, they're always interested in Satanism. This is their hierarchy. Psychopath doesn't need to know that he's an extension of demon, because knife doesn't need to know that he's a knife in order to cut, right? But I'm explaining you the Illuminati. Illuminati are, of course, going to be mind controlled by the reptiles, and they're going to be either effectively mind controlled through the grid of many personalities, or they're going to be sacrificed as a children. So then you have this system on a ground which has incredible mental psychic possibilities in the sense of soul. The Illuminati, how to influence you. So if you are in a big groups of people, you're gonna be influenced. I think it's impossible to gather big group of people without that event being controlled by the reptiles, by the establishment. And when we speak about them, we always speak about metaphysical evil. So that evil is so close to you, and you are so accustomed to do it, to it that you don't even notice it. Do you understand me? It's around you, as a system around you. When you're standing in a school, in a line, in a uniform, you are controlled by the evil, because no other force would want you to stand in a line.